Look at this right here. This thing right here is pretty incredible. I bought this and set it up for my e-bike to capture an ultra buttery smooth video. And I'm sure you guys have seen some of those clips on social medias where they have a car that is being filmed on maybe the highway or some kind of road and it's buttery smooth. Well, today I did something like that and I'm here to show you all about it. This thing is kind of crazy, but it works. Okay, so first of all, forgive me if the video quality is a bit lower. It's because I'm recording indoors with my Insta360 X4, which is not as good in low light as the X5. But anyways, so I have this thing mounted here on my e-bike, in the front of my e-bike. The reason why I wanted to do this video, even though it's not my typical video, is because I was looking for this exact setup and see if it's gonna work for what I needed, which is to shoot a video of a ATV, my homeboy riding a quad, and I wanted to record some cinematic videos. But initially, when I bought this handle right here, I was trying to figure out how to mount it. And the thing is, Tilta has their own version, which is this right here. The only problem with this version is you can only mount it here, but I needed an angle. I needed something that I can mount behind because I wanted to capture him, you know, from the front, which means that I would need to mount the thing on the back and I will be in front of him. With this angle right here, it means that I can only capture him if I'm behind him, you know, seated on the bike like this. If I'm behind him, that means that I will only be catching him from the back and it's not going to show a lot of the cool point of views that I wanted. So I wanted it to be lower to the ground when I recorded. So obviously this mount will not work as it can only mount right here. But the second reason why I'm making this video is because I was looking for this particular setup on a bike, on a bicycle. Almost all the reviews that I saw of this Tilta Hydra Alien was on a vehicle, and I wanted to know how it would work on an e-bike because e-bike doesn't have the same suspension as a vehicle, so a vehicle is going to be much smoother. So what I did was I bought this by itself and the handle portion of it because I do real estate videos and I like to use a handle. And I have the Osmo Pocket 3, which is this camera right here. It has gimbal but does not account for that fourth axis. So I bought this device right here, but when I bought it, it came with this device. It came with this grip. I mean, this thing right here that allows it to mount it. When I first tested it, I was like, man, first of all, it mounts like this. So the camera has to be sideways, which, let me show you guys. It goes in like this. And while that is useful and it works, that's not really what I wanted. I wanted the screen to be facing this way. That way the gimbal can actually turn all the way. The problem with this setup is the gimbal is not able to turn this way as much. So if you have it this way, rather if you have it you know, this way right here, then the gimbal has a wider range to turn for the particular scene that I needed to capture. The problem is they don't make a version that goes like this. The only one that they make And where I can mount the camera is this right here, which goes at the bottom, and that goes into it like this. So hopefully you guys can see this. So while this can give me exactly what I needed, or this way, the problem is when you have the camera mounted so high up, there's gonna be a lot more micro vibrations because it's mounted a lot higher up. You need something that puts the center of gravity a little bit more in the middle. As you can see, this one wouldn't work. So what I did was I used my 3D printer. Well, I went on I went on Tinkercad, and I designed a 3D printer version of this, which opens in the front, that allows it to mount inside this spot right here. So I'm gonna show you guys. So this goes in like this, as you guys can see, and then this goes into this. Let me open it some more. It goes into it like that, and now I have something that, you know, is a pretty tight grip, and it just mounts exactly the way I want it to. So this worked perfectly. The only problem is when I mounted this over there by the bottom part of the bike, the micro vibration was just so bad, the video was unusable. So I realized I couldn't use this if I'm on a bike, and now I can use this if I'm in a vehicle or just handheld. So once again, I went and bought this, and I couldn't really find YouTube videos with this setup where I have this on a bike. It's just a very, very niche thing to do. So I decided I was gonna take the chance and buy it. Now to mount it on this right here, I use one of these, which is something that I already had for a very long time. This one right here is where I actually put my Insta360 camera to mount it just for recording when I'm riding. And this right here is the second one that I use for, you know, just random stuff. And I realized I could actually mount it on the handle or on this by using, you know, the grips, which is these things right here, opening and closing them. And I can just mount it either here or I can mount it there. I've tried different variations, but this right here seems to be the better option. I bought this extra part right here, this accessory that Tilta has from B&H. I forgot what it's called, but I bought this for $15. And it is also made by the same company, but it was cheaper on their website, so I bought it somewhere else. And this right here really, really works. Now, once again, because of the micro vibration, it was actually better to use this right here like this. So you slide it in, and you can slide it all the way down to this point right here, and you put it in and you lock it over there, and then you can also lock it on this side right here. This put the center of gravity just a little bit lower instead of sticking up, and this thing right here acts as a shock absorber for the vibration. And boy, I'm so glad I took a chance and bought it, because it really did work. It smoothed things out for me very, very well. Now when I have this thing mounted either on the handlebar or at the bottom, I have this device right here, which is the Xreal Beam Pro. It's a device, Android device by Xreal. It's for spatial computing, you know, to watch movies in 3Ds and stuff like that. I use this as my preview screen for, you know, when I'm using this right here. DJI has the DJI Mimo app, which allows you to look at the video and track content. So I use it right here, and I put the camera behind over here, and it shows me the live video on here, and I can use it, you know, to track whatever I need to track, and it just works very smooth. Anyways, as far as this right here, if you want one of these design, I'm gonna put a link in the description. You can download it. I'm probably gonna upload it to Make a World, you know, in case you want download this for something else or whatever. But anyways, this is my setup of the Tilta Alien Mini Hydra, or it's Hydra Mini Alien. I'm not really sure which way it's pronounced, but that's how I was able to mount it on my e-bike. And when I say it's very stable, it's extremely stable. The way it is right here, it's not going anywhere. Anyway, guys, if you like this type of content, if you have any question, please feel free to let me know. And I really love the Tilta Hydra, man. I've been using this a lot. This is the handheld portion. I just remove this part right here and put it on, and now I have a whole handheld for my real estate video shoot. It's just buttery smooth. I can really run fast or ride on my Segway, and that video is just extremely smooth. If you want one, there's gonna be a link for all the parts in the description. Just if you have a question, let me know. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.